The following program is sponsored by the Jelinski Advisory Group, which is solely responsible for its content. Josh Jelinski is the president of Wealth Quarterback, LLC, a registered investment advisory firm located in New Jersey. Registration is not an endorsement of the firm or its representatives by securities regulators, nor is it an indication that the advisor has attained a particular level of skill or ability. Investment advisory services may only be provided to clients in jurisdictions in which the firm and its representatives are appropriately registered or exempt from registration. You should not assume that any discussion or information contained in this broadcast serves as the receipt of or as a substitute for personalized investment advice from the advisor. Different types of investments involve varying degrees of risk, and there can be no assurance that the future performance of any specific investment, investment strategy, or product, or any non-investment related content made reference to directly or indirectly in this broadcast will be profitable, equal any corresponding indicated historical performance level or levels, be suitable for your portfolio or individual situation, or prove successful. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Investment advisory services offered through Wealth Quarterback, LLC. Tired of losing money in the stock market roller coaster? Frustrated with the government taxing you into oblivion? Worried about inflation? How do you prepare for so many financial uncertainties? Welcome to the show that will help you develop your game plan. The Financial Quarterback with Josh Jelinski. Josh is a noted financial advisor and president of the Jelinski Advisory Group, and he's here to answer your questions. Call into the show at 800-321-0710. 800-321-0710. Now, let's kick off your financial future. Here's Josh Jelinski.
This is Josh Jelinski, the Financial Quarterback, coming to you live, Breakfast with Josh. This is an open line edition of the program where we come to you each week and answer your live call-in questions. While babies are crying in the background, that's my beautiful 2-year-old boy and a little cranky. Woke up on the wrong side of the bed. So, folks, give us a call, 800-321-0710. And make sure your portfolio doesn't wake up on the wrong side of the bed. Tune into the whole show, and you get to ask me any questions you have. We are radically honest. We will tell you anything, and you get to, this show is live, uncensored, shockingly raw, in that we don't edit it to make the host sound good. We're live, so you get to ask me anything. 800-321-0710. If you have questions on stocks, bonds, annuities, mutual funds, whatever questions you have, no question is a dumb one, except the one that you do not ask. So chime in live. We want to hear from you. There's a lot going on in the world of finance, but I always want to hear from you. 800-321-0710. 800-321-0710. Tesla cars only reach half the range advertisers. Drivers claim Musk's Tesla is facing a legal battle over claims company falsely advertised how many miles its electric cars can drive on a full battery. I would agree with that. I actually thought that this would happen a long time ago. Do you have a Tesla? Do you find this? Elon Musk's Tesla is facing a legal battle with drivers over claims the company falsely advertised how many miles its electric cars can travel on a full battery. 3 Tesla owners in the U.S. allege that their cars failed to achieve their advertised ranges and that the company had failed to address complaints. James Porter, one of the plaintiffs who owns a Model Y, said that on one trip he lost approximately 182 miles of range, despite only driving 92 miles. The lawsuit alleges that Tesla breached vehicle warranties and engaged in fraud and unfair competition. states that had Tesla honestly advertise its electric vehicles. I would agree with this. I mean, their normal range on like a 285 I found was really like 212, 220. And that's like in the heat. So this guy's probably, drove in the cold and clocked his miles. Had Tesla honestly advertised, consumers either would not have purchased vehicles or would have paid less for them. The complaints highlight the growing phenomenon of range anxiety, where electric vehicle owners fear their battery will not have enough charge to make it to their destination, leaving them stranded. No, it's when you advertise a battery gives you 285 miles, then you try to throttle the consumer to 200 miles, and then it actually, does 170. That's the problem. The fear is particularly acute in places where electric car charging ports are few and far between, and is considered a barrier to faster uptake of the new technology. It is not the only legal claim Tesla's owner Musk is facing. So what do you think? Give us a call now, 800-321-0710, 800-321-0710. Then Elon Musk says treasury bills are a no-brainer. Elon Musk now getting into financial news. And Bank of America clients, this is from a report, are turning cautious, and they're actually fleeing from stocks as recession risks are on the rise. Bank of America Corp's clients are fleeing equities at the risk of an economic contraction, according to Michael Hartnett. Private clients were net sellers of stocks for a second straight week in the 5 days through August 2nd, while bond purchases were the strongest since October in the past 2 weeks, according to a note from the bank. Private clients are shifting back to risk-off mode. Hartnett wrote, adding that a hard landing was still a risk for the second half of 2023 amid higher bond yields and tighter financial conditions. We're seeing that also as a potential risk. So what say you? Give us a call. We want to hear from you. 800-321-0710. JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon is saying the Fitch downgrade doesn't really matter that much. And Marcus Jordan is revealing the truth behind the Juanita Van Oy and Michael Jordan $168 million divorce settlement. Some of these articles are taken from thewealthadvisor.com. Excellent resource for those of you who, like kind of a compendium of financial knowledge. So according to Yahoo Finance, JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon, among those in the financial world who aren't that concerned about the downgrade of U.S. debt by Fitch. And then I'll tell you later why it does matter. So some people say it doesn't matter. Some people say it does matter. Next up, we have John, who wants to know what to do. Go ahead, John.
Hi. I really appreciate you taking my call. I'll be brief. I'm 75 years old. Since age 25, when I first got a job, I put money away. I've saved. I love to invest. I love to watch my savings grow. It's like my favorite thing in life. Stocks, bonds, a little bit of real estate, a real estate investment trust, some investments in solar installations. I have a net worth now at age 75 of about $15 million and an income of $500,000 or $600,000 a year. And here's the problem, Josh. This is what I've always aspired. This is the position I've always aspired to be in, so that I could live the golden years. I can't do it. I have to keep saving. How do you shift your mindset from accumulating to spending and having fun and not feeling guilty about it? That's my question.
And how much do you have? 15 million, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, we deal with this a lot. Well, I think part of it is you realize life is fleeting, risk is high. You can lose, 40% in a market downturn. You can lose, 40% due to state and federal taxes on certain issues. You could lose money in whatever, business issue, whatever it might be. I think the reason why you're that conservative is probably there's good reason. You're probably looking at the risks. We help a lot of clients in your boat, and I would say people from, the $1 to $20 million mark, they have enough money to be dangerous, enough money to, depending on your lifestyle, to be okay, but then you maybe delay retirement or you delay living off of your money irrationally. So there are two things you might need. One, you might need a psychologist, or a shrink in that to live off of your money. It is an emotional, mental thing. Does that make sense? And the shift going from people at work to dollars at work means you sort of have to trust God, let go, turn off the working switch and turn on the living switch. Now, there are ways that we have done that to hack clients. So, for example, I'm thinking of one client, worth $10 million. Now, they don't need an annuity, right? Or somebody worth $8 million or $15 million. You don't need an annuity. But what some clients will do is they will take what you spend. So let's say you spend, do you know what you spend a month? 20 grand a month, 30 grand a month?
Oh, yeah, something. Say 30.
So I even know because I deal with these people. It's the same thing. 30 grand a month. I mean, if you just did the math, right, at 0% interest is 360 grand. How old are you?
75.
Okay. So you would have to live like 40 years at 0% interest to burn through all of your money. So that's where I'm saying it's a little irrational, the fear. Now, I get it. The dollar is diminishing in value. And okay, you can have 5% in gold. You can have a little percent here. You can do things to reverse hack your mind. For some, it's creating an income plan. That's generally what I do with most people in your boat, meaning literally we go through, you live to your 100. How are you going to have 30 grand a month on an inflation adjusted basis? We then do whatever we need to do to generate that 30 grand a month. Could be treasuries, could be annuities, whatever it might be. You create an income ladder, income program, and then the rest of the money, you can be a long-term investor again, like you were, what got you to where you are today. So for some people, I'm thinking of one person, and this could be, you don't have to be worth 50 million. You might say, "Whoa, wow, what's this guy complaining about?" But I have this problem with people worth 5 million now, people worth 4 million, people worth 2, people worth 1, because they might live on less. They might live on 5 grand a month, or 10 grand a month. It's the same basic formula. You have to figure out your monthly nut, and then you guarantee the monthly nut with Social Security, treasuries, CDs, fixed annuities, and you create like a pension for yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then the balance, you can be aggressive. You can be in a long-term interest, in a long-term market type account. It's very simple. I don't know why the financial industry doesn't make it so, but I guess then you need us. But I think you still need us to create the income plan. So call us at 888-988-JOSH. Request the income plan. I have operators standing by live. We'd be happy to meet with you and go over an income plan customizable for you. Any other follow-ups to that?
No, but you what you said about working for money and money working for you, that's the change. That's what you have to adjust to. I appreciate it, Josh. You're a great guy.
Yeah, but that's the point, though. You could, in your mind, you could say, well, yeah, I could buy dividend-paying stocks, but what about BP? What about, there's been numerous dividend payers over the years that have lost 50% of their value due to an oil spill or due to any number of things. You know, I'm thinking of that one oil spill years ago. But my point is, things happen in the stock market. So I distinguish like guaranteed things like a treasury from dividend payers, which you could. I mean, you have enough money where you just live off the dividends, right? Have 15 million buy all dividend payers and live on the dividends. But then okay, if I have 15 million dividend payers, it could go down to 7 or 8 million. But still 7 or 8 million isn't zero, you know? And then whatever calamity that becomes of that might go away, and the 7 million turns into 12 million. Maybe it's not the 15, maybe it's 10. So you have to figure out what you're most comfortable with. I've found people in your boat, the thing they're most comfortable with is just getting an income plan, getting things that are contractually guaranteed either by the government or insurance companies or, treasuries, CDs, FDIC stuff, whatever it might be, whatever to get you to mentally not have that angst. Does that make sense?
Right.
And
it does.
I have clients who they have that angst it seems like no matter what net worth they are. But sometimes they just opt for a more conservative portfolio because they don't want to, freak out. They want to be liberated. I mean, you have 15 million. What if you die when you're 76 with 15 million? Your kids are going to piss it away. Your in-laws are going to piss it away. You know what I mean? And that's another thing. Like, do you have a multi-generational wealth plan so that it's protected from divorce, creditors, predators, in-laws, and outlaws? So call us, 888-988-JOSH. We'd be happy to talk to you. Okay? Up next, we're going to talk to Bill, who wants to know about college debt. Should he pay college expenses from his 401k? Go ahead, Bill.
Hey, good morning. How are you? I have 3 kids through college. I have about $40,000 college debt on my end for that. I have a deferred comp 401k plan, probably about $1.2 million in there. I was wondering if I should take a little sliver of that and just pay that college loan off. I just don't like having, I set the kids up for success. I didn't want them having any debt. I took it on. I just don't know when I'm ever going to use that money. I mean, I have a pension coming in. I'll have Social Security coming in. I have rental income coming in. I just don't think I'm going to ever touch that money. It's probably going to go to the kids one day anyway.
Yeah, but then the only problem is then all that money will be subject to income taxes. Does that make sense?
At this point, correct?
Yeah. So do you have extra money at the bank doing nothing, earning 0%?
Yeah, I do. You're getting a little better interest rate on it right now, but I just know when.
I mean,
when
I would
I
take
touch that
already, if you really want to pay off the debt, I don't think you have to. What's the interest rate on the debt?
Well, it's about 7% because it's one of those college loan types of things, but that changes with the market too. I mean, with the interest rates, sometimes it's been going up lately. It's not a fixed rate.
Yeah, well, it depends on what the interest rate is. If it's like 6% or more, and you have cash at the bank paying you, 4 or 5% or less, then I would just take the 4 or 5% from the bank that is already taxed. When you take money from your IRA or 401k, you're going to be then, what your tax bracket is? That 45 grand that you take out of your deferred comp to pay off that debt would trigger a taxable event. So if you're in a 33% state and federal bracket, that would be about $14,850 that you'd owe extra. So if you want to do it, fine. I just one of the things we could do is offer you our free protection, savings, and growth review. That's a 45-minute strategy session with my team where we could go over your numbers and then run different calculations to see what the best way is to pay that off. Okay?
Okay. Sounds great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we'd love to meet with you, 888-988-JOSH. Yeah, I'm more of a fan of taking after-tax money to pay off debt than pre-tax. Why? Simply put, you're paying 33% to the government. You might be paying 6% to a bank for a college loan. Paying 33 is worse than paying 6, and you're paying 33 to pay the 6. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. That's why you could have net money after, you mentioned you had home rents. Those could be diverted to pay down the debt. Cash could be diverted because cash at the bank is generally already taxed money.
Right.
So thanks.
So just try to pay that loan off cash-wise.
Yeah, I would just pay it with your, cash you have lying around. And then I get someone to say, well, what if I have an emergency? Well, you always take money out of your 401k then, But you can control the tax bite a little more. If you take out 10 grand, it's better than taking out, whatever. Now, you might say, and that's why a plan, don't just do it based off me on the radio. Call us, 888-988-5674, because some people want to spend more of their IRAs or 401ks because they're trying to lower the taxable amount of the IRAs. Does that make sense?
Absolutely makes sense. Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And we'll talk soon, hopefully. 888-988-JOSH. Next up, Gordon, you're on with Josh Jelinski, the financial quarterback.
Yes, Josh. Good morning. I'd just like to know, just a short question. At this moment, at this time, what is the best rate a person can get on a fixed annuity from a highly rated insurance company?
What would be the rating?
Hopefully a very high rating, A or A plus, something like that.
Yeah, it depends on, generally speaking, it's around 5% for a 2 to 5 year fixed annuity right now. You might get some A minus company to pay you a better rate or a B plus company to pay you a better rate. I would stick to highly rated, insurance companies.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's a lot of different companies out there. And I would make sure you kind of not only look at the rating, but how is the company owned? Is it owned by a private equity company? Is it a mutual company? Private equity doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, but you want to know, okay, what's up with the annuity company? That's all. So definitely give us a call, 888-988-JOSH. We would love to shop. Fixed rates, it's now a glorious time. Elon Musk, for example, is saying T-bills are a no-brainer. You could also say, 5-year, 5% products are a no-brainer. Late Wednesday, Bill Ackman said that his firm was shorting 30-year Treasury bonds, both as a hedge against the impact of higher rates on stocks and also as a standalone bet. Ackman added on Thursday that Pershing uses shorter-term bills for cash management, echoing Berkshire Hathaway chairman Buffett. But Elon Musk is saying he likes a lot at the shortest end of the Treasury curve. Long-duration Treasuries are still on pace for their worst week of 2023. So there's a lot of interesting things going on in the world of Treasuries. And fixed annuities are really just a play off of that, right? Insurance companies will buy 10-year Treasuries, 5-year Treasuries, 1 year, and they know how to manage that risk very well. So, it's certainly something you want to look into. You can call us at 888-988-JOSH. A lot of people, you're still stuck at zero. Get off of zero and look for different things. Any other questions on that, Gordon?
No, but I know that from previous discussions, you like the duration, the ability to have a 5-year duration on a fixed annuity instead of like a 1 year on a CD, a bank CD, for instance?
Yeah, because I don't think rates are going to stay this high for 5 years right in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So the risk of you buying a 5-year or 10-year annuity is, okay, rates keep going up. But, I get a lot of people who said, oh, man, well, these rates are so good, I don't need to worry about, if the rate's 6% next year. But then what about if the rate what if the rate drops? You'd be kicking yourself. So you could be kicking yourself if the rate goes up, but I just think for most people listening, like if somebody has $1 million earning 5%, that's $50,000 a year. Okay, if it earns 2% again, like rates were, a few years ago, that's $20,000 of interest instead of 50. So hope that makes sense. Any other follow-ups, Gordon?
No, thank you very much for the information, Josh.
Well, folks, give us a call, 800-321-0710. Give us a call, 800-321-0710. If you have questions on stocks, bonds, annuities, mutual funds, whatever questions you have, no question is a dumb one except the one that you do not ask. So call us now. Give us a call. We're live. We'd love to hear from you. We'll be back after these messages.
Tune in to the financial quarterback Josh Jelinski this weekend and learn how to protect your financial future in a down economy. Josh and his team at the Jelinski Advisory Group can help you lower your taxes and lower your risk in these uncertain times with a 27-point checklist designed to improve your financial health. Whether you're worried about runaway prices, fear of an upcoming recession, or a stock market meltdown, tune in to the financial quarterback and count on Josh Jelinski to call the play. For a free copy of Josh's book, The Retirement Reality Check, call 888-988-5674. That's 888-988-5674. Or visit Jelinski.org. That's JALINSKI.org.
Taking all your questions now, live, 800-321-0710. There's a lot of confusion out there in the world. We want to make it a simpler place. So, talked about a lot so far, and there's really three themes of today thus far. Income planning, which is you have to do the math and translate your money from people at work to dollars at work. That is such an integral conversation to what we do. It is not merely financial, it's also psychological. And I was joking that he might need a shrink. I think some people do. When you're retired, it is a massive transition in your life. And a lot of people gain a sense of identity from what they do. Like, what do you think? When you meet somebody, it's not who are you, it's what do you do? So we are defined in America by what we do. And then who are we is like a spiritual, metaphysical question that maybe just working solves a lot easier. So it's spiritual, it's psychological, and it's financial all at once. I can help you with the financial side. Pastor can help you with the spiritual side. A psychologist can help you with the mental side. But this transition from people at work to dollars at work makes people do some crazy things and feel a little out of sorts. So we could help you through that process. The number one way that we're able to kind of alleviate some of those fears is by the creation of what we call a lifetime income plan. And the lifetime income plan is, and we'll show you the calculators that we use to come up. And we have a beautiful financial software which is unlike anything you've seen. This isn't like calculators on your brokerage account website. This is customizable, and we will spit out a beautiful blueprint of your financial retirement, a game plan, if you will, because I'm the financial quarterback. Call us at 888-988-JOSH and request game plan. Next up, we have Brian. Go ahead.
Good morning, Josh. I'm a 64-year-old retiree. My wife and I are retired. I started doing Roth conversions a few years back. I have a small amount, and I'm past the 5-year period where it's not taxable on withdrawals. I have this problem with understanding, would it be more beneficial at 64 years old, based on the life expectancy charts, to start either continuing converting the money into the Roth or opening an after-tax account with the existing pre-tax money? Because of the life expectancy tables deciding what amount you would be required to withdraw each year would be a greater amount if I started those withdrawals at 73 as opposed to 64. And I haven't, this is last year and this year is the first year I haven't done the conversion because I understand the compounding effect is greater with a larger amount, but the tax implications by waiting until 73 and withdrawing those amounts over a 13-year period would create a higher tax net.
We have a program that will do that. You put your custom numbers in, it will tell you whether you should Roth, whether you should move to after tax, what's the appropriate amount to Roth. I don't understand, though, why you would, and I would say do that program first. But conceptually, just because we're a radio show, got to talk about something, I don't see the need, like if you have X number, $1 million, let's say, in an IRA or a pre-tax vehicle, and you could take 40 grand and put in a Roth or 40 grand and put in after tax. I don't know why you would put in the after tax, because the Roth would grow tax-free for as long as you live, and as tax-free for as long as your spouse lives, and the 10-year rule would apply on the death of the second spouse. So from a purely conceptual side, the Roth beats the after tax, even though the rules are changed. And they have that new 10-year rule. You don't have the life expectancy chart on a Roth unless you die, or unless actually it's the second spouse dies. Now, what you're doing, I think, is comparing
Option.
what your RMDs would be at 73 or 74 at 75 and the tax hit. And then, you know, it's a deeper question. Okay, by me paying the tax now, am I going to lose lost opportunity costs? Our program will encounter all of that. But conceptually, I think a Roth beats an after-tax account by a lot. Does that make sense?
It does. Fortunately for me, I have the Roth option. It's already in place, and I don't have to wait the 5 years. The greater question is, does it make more sense to do it sooner than later and create a higher tax situation based on withdrawals starting at 73?
Later?
I'm sorry.
You mean it may? I mean, it may make sense to accelerate your savings to do a Roth so that you avoid taxes later on, and you want that to be less of a risk in the future. You know, there's some people it makes sense for them to Roth everything. You know, some it makes sense to Roth incrementally. Some it makes sense you do up to what the RMD would be at 73 or 75. That's why the calculation is critical. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. I guess I would have to find out what the difference would be
we can
as
show
far
you.
as leaving it alone or doing the conversion, and what the benefits would be, or the downfalls for that matter.
Well, I mean, the downfall of the Roth conversion is you're paying upfront tax at today's rates.
Right.
The benefit is you are insulating yourself from higher taxes. And so even with, like, the Trump tax cuts, for example, some people weren't in a lower tax bracket because they lost other deductions. So it appears that as we age as a country, the government's going to need more money. They're going to find ways to get that within IRAs, 401ks. So that's the appeal of the Roth. You're paying taxes when they are on sale at today's rates. Now, there could be someone for whom conversion is not the best option for, and we could help you see that at 888-988-JOSH by calling and requesting our free retirement reality check. Okay, Brian, any other questions?
No, that's it, Josh. Thank you very much.
Next up, Ralph on QLAX. Give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to meet with you at 888-988-JOSH. Talk about anything, Ross, IRA planning, the Secure Act, how to create an income plan, whether an annuity is right for you or a QLAC. Up next, we have a question on the QLACs.
Yes, Josh. I was thinking of putting maybe $50,000 in one starting in 82, and then another $50,000 in say starting in 83, in order to reduce the RMDs that I'm supposed to take at 73 or 75. I'm 64 right now, and I was just thinking about doing that. Just wanted to get your opinion on QLACs.
QLAC stands for Qualified Longevity Annuity Contract, and it's a powerful time to go over kind of what it is. There was a law passed a few years ago that allowed for you to put a certain amount into a qualified longevity annuity contract, and get this, you don't have to take an RMD from that money. So if you are worried about outliving your nest egg, a longevity annuity contract guarantees you income for life for as long as you live. And you don't have to take RMDs from that money. Now, when you get income from it, it's taxable. And the QLAC limit for 2023 is $200,000. Now, do I like them? I don't know. I don't like the idea of putting $200,000. Now, annuities are varied, right? You know, a fixed annuity or fixed index, where you're actually earning something or have the potential to earn something on the money and you get an income. I'm okay with that. A QLAC, it really is a tax savings vehicle for those who are worried about outliving their nest egg. But the negatives are it really doesn't earn any interest. Now, if that doesn't matter to you, well, then it could be fine. But there may be better vehicles to achieve the benefit. But I don't think they're bad. I don't think they're fantastic. It just depends on if you really hate the RMD, it's a great way. You know, you could pop $200,000 in a QLAC for you, $200,000 in a QLAC for a spouse, and avoid RMDs on up to $400,000 until you're like 85. So it's a great way to kind of avoid the required minimum distribution. So I hope that helps you. Folks, give us a call, 888-988-JOSH, 888-988-JOSH, 888-988-JOSH. There's other rules that a QLAC may or may not be right for you. Secure 2.0 gave this a boost where you can now put up to $200,000 in. So give us a call, 888-988-JOSH if you have an IRA, 401k, need help with it, or non-qualified account. 888-980-JOSH.
The preceding program was sponsored by the Jelensky Advisory Group. Any awards, rankings, or recognition by unaffiliated third parties or publications, including 5-Star Wealth Manager, Advisory of the Year finalist by Senior Market Advisor, and top of the $1 Million Roundtable, are in no way indicative of the advisor's future performance or any individual client's investment success. No award, ranking, or recognition should be construed as a current or past endorsement of Josh Jelensky or Wealth Quarterback LLC. Information regarding specific awards, rankings, or recognitions is available on the Wealth Quarterback website at jelensky.org. All investment strategies have the potential for profit or loss. Investment strategies such as asset allocation, diversification, or rebalancing do not assure or guarantee better performance and cannot eliminate the risk of investment losses. There are no guarantees that a portfolio employing these or any other strategy will outperform a portfolio that does not engage in such strategies. This broadcast should not be construed by any client or prospective client as a solicitation to effect or attempt to effect transactions in securities or the rendering of personalized investment advice. Due to various factors, including changing market conditions, the information discussed in this broadcast may no longer be reflective of current positions or recommendations. While information presented is believed to be factual and up to date, Josh Jelensky and Wealth Quarterback do not guarantee its accuracy, and it should not be regarded as a complete analysis of the subjects discussed. The tax and estate planning information discussed is general in nature, is provided for informational purposes only, and should not be construed as legal or tax advice. Listeners should consult an attorney or tax professional regarding their specific legal or tax situation. Investment advisory services offered through Wealth Quarterback LLC.